BMT. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
Major B on this track.
Baby mama terrorist. BMT. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. Riding around, try to play the Romans, innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake hellos, behind closed doors, she rock them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong, knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worried about another being instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
This video I'm about to talk about, it is going to touch some people because I don't know what side of the ball you fall on, whether it's as a mother or a father, but it's going to touch you. It's going to hit, and I'm just going to say I apologize up front. But this video is about child support. I'm going to break it all the way down. A lot of people don't know this, and you need to know this. First of all, it's screwed up to have another group of people govern how we discipline the way we, act according to how we raise our child amongst each other. Should no government or nobody tell you and this woman or that woman and that man how to govern y'all kids. This is what we fall as people. Because this should affect black, white, everybody. But I keep telling y'all on the upper echelon, they don't give a fuck about color. Excuse my French. But let me get into it. I was on child support for quite some time. Me and my kid's mother, right? Not baby mom. I don't like to say baby mom. Me and my kid's mother, I'm on child support. Now, I'm going to tell y'all now, to get off child support, you can't just call the child support enforcement to say, oh, I want to take them off and whoop-de-whoop. Doesn't happen. The only thing child support enforcement does is enforce, meaning they stay on your ass. They send you letters. Woo-woo. That's all they do. You got to go through the court. So what you got to do is file a motion. They're going to summons you and the parent to come to court, and you got to tell the judge what y'all want to do. Now, this is where the tricky part come in at. We go to court. Now, we do the little Zoom court thing or whatever, Only thing the dude asked me, is you such and such? All right. I had to say, yeah, that's me. That was it. He asked me no more questions. This motherfucker had the, and I do mean motherfucker, had the audacity to sit on this Zoom call the whole time trying to convince her not to take me out child support. If I could have choked this mother, if I could have did it, trust me, I would have did it. The man even asked her, did he threaten to kill you? I looked at this dude like, what the, really? Did I threaten to kill her, to take me out child support?
Oh, yeah. This shit ain't no joke over here, y'all.
All stand, please. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. This honorable court now stands adjourned, sign it, aye. God save the state and this honorable court.
Yeah. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what the fuck it is. Shit. You may be seeing this motherfucker. Shout out to the baby mama Terrence Bounty Hunters. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer. And today we're going to talk about my homie Papa Duck. For those who don't know who he is, he's a Florida artist. He's also a YouTuber. He got over 225,000 subs. He talk about a variety of things. He talk about the reality of life, definitely dealing with the black community. He talks about people being woke. He talk about the establishment. He talk about how the government is designed, to keep us down and shit like that. Now, I played that in the beginning to let you know when it comes to this unjust ass system called family court, it's not about the best interests of the children. I've been telling y'all it's only about this $51 billion business. Now, a lot of y'all, I'm sure, know who he is. Fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all from Florida or y'all see him on YouTube. No man is exempt when it comes to government daddy. And motherfuckers come tell me who hurt you, you broke, and so on. So I played at the beginning for y'all to see exactly what his situation was or is. The reason why I say was because it may be past tense. The reason why I say is because maybe this shit ain't over with. I don't know. But he put it out there. And I want to definitely talk about this shit for you motherfuckers that say this system is a good thing. It's a good system. It's for these deadbeat ass men. Yeah, that's the shit they want you to want to tell you, that it's for deadbeat ass men and shit like that. But the majority of men who are on child support are men who wanted to be fathers. Men who wanted to be involved. Men who are not allowed to be involved. Men who are paying child support and they made his motherfucking kids. So yes, even when it comes to somebody like Papa Duck, he's not exempt. So the reason why I'm doing this early, y'all, because I usually go on around 2 o'clock Central Time. I can't be on the couch all day today. I gotta make some moves and shit. You know how I do, deadbeating. So I say I get this out the way because I didn't want to not do a dialogue with y'all at all. Now, I'm gonna start the shit back over because I want y'all to hear it again for you dumb motherfuckers in the back that don't know no better or didn't get the full understanding. And I'm gonna dissect this shit like I always do. Everybody's tuning in. Please hit the like button. Definitely subscribe. Definitely support. I'm almost at 10,000, but at the same time, the numbers don't tickle my chin. It's the support and donations you do so I can keep growing this platform the way it should be. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all support and love. And also shout out to my boy, Mr. Reed, for sending me this. And when he sent me this, I said, oh, shit. Yeah, I'm talking about this today. I'm going to talk about this today. You know what I'm saying? And I got to give a shout out to Papa Duck for putting it out here because, again, a lot of men don't put shit out here like this. They don't want to talk about it. They want to keep it hidden behind the scenes. They don't want to make it worse than it have to be. No, you need to know this. And again, this can happen to you. So let's get this shit started. This is fair use because this is for educational purposes only. This is also for news, because it is some news, breaking news, because I didn't know he was on child support, but what average guy run around saying they on child support? They ain't nothing to be proud about, because when they hear about you being on child support, what they say? Oh, you must say want to be a father. And that's false. I told you, majority of the time, is because of failed relationship and failed divorces. Now, the motherfuckers who actually didn't want to be fathers, that plan on having them kids and they mad or whatever, I ain't talking about them. So let's get this thing started again. Let's make this happen. Shout out to Fresh Dollars for the $4.99. He said, keep spinning that heat. Yeah, definitely. You know, that's why I say I need y'all support, because I'm gonna come with more heat, upgrade, and so on. For motherfuckers who saw me when I first started, you saw a blue ass wall with a printer and a little table, and I'm doing pre-recorded videos. Then my walls was different color. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I upgrade with the sound bite. Yeah, y'all, a lot of y'all saw me in the beginning of how I started and how I'm gonna keep growing. So shout out to you, my brother. This is Couch Gang. Let's get it started.
This video I'm about to talk about, it is going to touch some people, because I don't know what side of the ball you fall on, whether it's as a mother or a father, but it's going to touch you. It's going to hit, and I'm just going to say I apologize up front. But this video is about child support. I'm going to break it all the way down. A lot of people don't know this, and you need to know this. First of all, it's screwed up to have another group of people govern how we discipline the way we, act according to how we raise our child amongst each other.
Now you see in the beginning, he said he's apologized. He ain't trying to offend nobody. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to this brother, but I'm saying fuck all that. He's here to speak the truth, just like I'm here to speak the truth. And y'all know how I feel about the truth, whether you like it or not, or you can't handle it, or you can handle it.
Truth is what it is.
Truth is what it is. So we got to stop trying to apologize. And I know who he apologized. Let's be real. Let's be real, y'all, because, I got to keep it real. You know who he apologized to. When you mention child support and talk about how it's not right, who gets more offended when you call out child support, the system, or the baby mama terrorists? See, we already know who he apologizing to. And he's not talking to us as men. The average man ain't gonna say that shit. You got a few of them to tell, oh man, stop bitching and all that shit. But let's be real. Who is he talking to? This is why I tell y'all, when it comes to when it comes to people who got businesses and YouTubes and stuff like that, majority of their consumers are women. So the worst thing they could do is make them mad, because they make them mad, they're gonna fall back, and they are the most spenders. We all admit that they're the most spenders. So who want to lose that luxury? I'm not saying this brother's all about money. I'm just talking about in general, because we see motherfuckers who will sell out and throw men under the bus for a woman. So, it is what it is. So let's stop with this apology. I'm not apologizing to you nothing. I don't even talk that, it ain't about all. Once in the blue moon, I say not all. But for the most part, I'm not finna explain to you that I'm not saying all. If you don't understand by now what I'm talking about, fuck you. It is what it is. Shit.
How dare you do this to me?
I understand, but I'm not going. Fuck all that. Shout out to my boy David for the 999. He said, Couch Gang. Salute to you, brother. So like I said, let's start with the apologies when it comes to child support, because child support has been fucked up for a very long time, especially back in 1974. It was already fucked up back in the day when it started. Well, not necessarily the child support Title D 4D, because it was the Title 4D didn't come to 1974. That's when it got really worse. But it was bad where men wasn't getting custody of the child. It was always the woman. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Just saying, all that apology shit ain't nothing to apologize for. If they don't like the truth, they can't handle the truth, then my suggestion is, block the page and move on. That goes whoever. Perfect Blackness, what's up, dog? Let's continue.
Should no government or nobody tell you and this woman, or that woman and that man, how to govern y'all kids? This is what we fought as people, because this should affect black, white, everybody. But I keep telling y'all, on the upper echelon, they don't give a fuck about color. Excuse my French. But let me get into it.
He's telling the truth again. What I tell y'all, when it comes to family court, I can't speak on the other court system, but when it comes to family court, it's not even a real court anyway. Black, white, blue, green, Latino, Hispanic, Chinese, Japanese, any man come in that courtroom as a man, 9 out of 10, they're going to be set up for failure. Every other weekend, child support, and he going 9 times out of 10 get his life sabotaged by this baby mama terrorist. Now, this brother said that this government don't give a fuck about children. I agree to the fullest. They sure don't. But let's backtrack and keep it real again. These baby mama terrorists make a choice to put you on child support. I ain't talking about the one that's on welfare. That comes with the territory. She filed for benefits, even if you're in the house, even if you're doing your part, even if you're doing more than enough. State is coming for you. The state is coming for you. They're gonna get their money back if she give them your name, and most likely she's gonna give them your name because she's all about that extra government daddy. Fuck you. So we only talking about the ones that make a choice to put a man on child support. So yes, I agree. Government daddy is the foundation. They pull the strings. They do the blueprint. They got the plan mapped out and everything else to get their money. But let's talk about the ones who make the choice. These baby mama terrorists make the choice to set you up for failure by putting you involved in the system. So even though both of us decide it takes two to have a child, but it takes one to make the executive decision. We all agree with that, right? It takes two to have a baby, but one can make the executive decision. Keep it, not keep it, have you involved, or don't have you involved, or put you on child support, or don't put you on child support. Now, you could fight it. You might have a chance to win, but a lot of times you don't. So, yes, we could talk about the government daddy and white supremacy if you want to, and talk about how they do X, Y, Z. But let's talk about these motherfuckers that go down there or go online, write the daddy name. Well, you know what I'm saying? Black Trunks, he broke up with me, so let me go ahead and put his name down, and I'm gonna put him on child support. Yep, Game of Lives Matter. Let me go ahead and put his name down. I got another baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? I got American Mutt. Let me put his name down. So now I'm gonna get 3 child supports. But wait a minute, hold on. Well, what about Tim Howard V? Well, Tim Howard V don't give a fuck, and he don't give a damn, and she ain't seen him, and she begs him to get his son. But the rest of the 3, they get their sons, they take care of their sons outside of a damn child support. Do more than enough, but she still says, I'm gonna make my executive decision to put that motherfucker on child support. But I ain't gonna fuck with Tim Howard V because he don't give a shit. I gotta beg him to see his kid. So, like I said, yes, let's talk about the government. They the foundation, they the founders, they the blueprint. But when it comes to these baby mama terrorists, they make the executive decision to put you on child support. And like I told y'all been knowing this dude since he been on YouTube, and maybe y'all been knowing him since he been in Florida. Now he said he's on child support, or he was on child support. Why was he on child support? Do y'all really think it's because he was a bad dad that didn't want to be a father? I don't think so. Do you think it's because he abandoned and ran from his responsibility? I don't think so. Let's just say that somebody was in their emotions and they felt that was the thing needed to do. That's just my opinion. I don't know what the reason is, but I'm sure it's not because he didn't want to be a father. You can't make this shit up. But if y'all didn't notice, man, y'all would say, yeah, he probably didn't want to be a father. He ate shit. He left us and all that bullshit. See, we got to keep it real and talk like that. We can't sit back and talk about, I apologize, and, I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. No, I'm just here to speak the truth and keep it real. Yes, control. Different factors. But it's not because he didn't want to be a father. Basically, it's just, I'll show you. Let me give a shout out to Game of Lives Matter, and welcome back, Game of Lives Matter. And everybody welcome him back. He had COVID, and he's doing much better, and he's back in the game. He just had to get his shit in order. Shout out to Game of Lives Matter for the $5 donation. He said, damn, it's good to be back. Appreciate everyone hitting the like button, getting Judge Palmer to 9K. Appreciate all you guys. Judge, keep cooking. I will do my best. Shout out to Gail at Night. Gail at Night is back on here. She's out here doing the Lord's work. Man, she got her own channel. Please subscribe to her channel because she's definitely doing the damn thing. And also, she went out with the lead attorney some weeks ago. They all set it up, and it was for the good turnout. She put it up on YouTube, and she definitely come with different shit. And she don't like baby mama terrorists and simp enforcers either. Shout out to Gail at Night. The lovely Gail at Night. So, let's continue what he had to say.
I was on child support for quite some time. Me and my kid's mother, right? Not baby mama. I don't like to say baby mama. Me and my kid's mother, I'm on child support. Now, I'm going to tell y'all now, to get off child support, you can't just call the child support enforcement to say, oh, I want to take them off and woo de woo. Doesn't happen. The only thing child support enforcement does is enforce, meaning they stay on your ass. They send you letters. Woo, woo, woo. That's all they do. You got to go through the court. So what you got to do is file a motion. They're going to summons you and the parent to come to court, and you got to tell the judge what y'all want to do. Now, this is where the tricky part come in at.
Yes, he's 100% right. The child support enforcement, that's why I call it they the simp enforcement. They are enforced to take your money by any means. So if that means lose your license, if that means lose your passport, put you in jail, if that means your hunting license, any license that you have, your passport, it don't matter what type of license, they will take it, freeze it, they will put it on your credit report till you pay it off, and so on. But again, it was somebody's choice to do the bullshit in the first place. Also, now, like he said, we already know the woman put him on child support. Unless he put himself on child support, but I doubt it. But the woman put him on child support. That woman has the executive power to take him off child support. She can get rid of your rearage. If y'all got a bunch of rearage, she had the power to wipe out your rearage. She could say, I don't want the rearage, and make it zero. She has that executive power. She could put you off child support. She could put you off child support and put you back on child support. Now, it's some key factors where if he's taken off child support, that you can't put him back on child support. But for the most part, she could put you back on child support. She could do anything she want to do when it comes to that child support. He could say, well, I don't want to go to jail, Yana. I lost my job, blah, blah, blah. And then they ask her, what do you think? I want him to go to jail. He should go to jail because he ain't paid child support. And I'll be damned if the judge don't allow that shit. Yeah, they don't enforce parenting time. You're right. You're right, Black Dog. They do not enforce parenting time. They enforce that child support. They give a fuck about you seeing your motherfucking kids. Even if you go to court and say, hey, man, she's been violating the court order. I don't see my kids every other weekend. They only give her the, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. You already wasted a couple of $1,000. And if you got a lawyer, you spend about $4,000 or $5,000. That ain't shit change. Ain't shit change. So that's why I tell you dealing with a bad investment, man, it ain't worth it. Do what you gotta do, man. Wash your hands, move on, DV, but definitely keep your veins cold. So the reason why I'm saying that is, yes, they enforce, but they don't force parenting time. And also, the baby mama has the power to take you off child support, put you on child support, get rid of your rearage, add rearage, whatever they want to do, they can do it. Now, he's going to talk about what the judge said. The judge is a salesman. A judge is another simp enforcer. His job is to keep that man on child support because some judges get a piece of that child support. Also, it brings the court money, which is the county. It makes the state money. It's a $51 billion business. You think he wants you off child support? Whether you're paying $100 or $10,000 a month, it doesn't make a difference. So we're going to get to that. And I have seen married couples who's going through divorce and the wife and the husband say, we don't want child support involved. And that judge told them, we're going to make sure that he pays something before you get out this courtroom today. And I know the sister had to charge him $100 a month. Their job is to get paid. People think that when you get on child support, that the sister don't get a dime. All the money goes to her. Yeah, okay, fam. You got sent off bad. But let's hear what he said about this punk ass judge.
We go to court now. We do the little Zoom court thing or whatever, you know. Only thing the dude asked me is you such and such? All right. I had to say, yeah, that's me. That was it. He asked me no more questions. This motherfucker had the, and I do mean motherfucker, had the audacity to sit on this Zoom call the whole time trying to convince her not to take me out child support. If I could have choked this mother, if I could have did it, trust me, I would have did it. The man even asked her, did he threaten to kill you? I looked at this dude like, what the, really? I bet he did. I bet he did look like, what the fuck? See, here's the thing I want y'all to realize. The judge's job is to make
the system money. Most of these judges is not going to side with you men. White judge, black judge, woman judge, man judge, alphabet judge, they all one of the same, fam. See, I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers coming out talking about, yeah, that white racist ass judge. Yeah, you got that white racist ass judge, but you got that black power judge too. I don't believe in equal parent at the time. He don't give a fuck about that kid. He don't give a fuck about the mother. But at the same time, it's more beneficial to that mother. And yes, the judge have asked numerous men that I know, asked that woman, why are you taking him off child support now? Did he threaten you? Are you forced? I just find it hard to believe, ma'am, that you wanna do this now. It's been all these years. So don't get it twisted. You know how y'all say, white supremacy when it comes to the police, and I understand, you goddamn right. And a lot of y'all say it's the white cops, but then a lot of y'all say, nah, they all bleed blue. It don't matter what cop it is. They all crooked. They all this and all that. And I agree. So y'all need to look at that when it comes to these fake ass judges. Because they're not real judges in family court, just to let y'all know. White judge, black judge, woman judge, alphabet judge, they all bleed green. That money, $51 billion business. So yeah, they will ask that woman, hell, is he causing harm? Is he threatening you? Matter of fact, to let y'all know, they got courses and classes for these baby mama tests go in, and they are taught how not to fall for the man that's begging to get off child support. Stay strong. They teach them, keep their veins cold. Why you think when y'all go to court, you have to pay for your lawyer, but when she go to court, they give her a fucking lawyer because it's there to benefit her because it benefits them. But then you got these simp enforcers and these bitch ass baby mama terrorists. They will tell you who hurt you. If you broke, just say so. Your mama black and take care of your kids. And that's why I tell y'all every time,
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
And this is why I call this shit out to the T. I be happy when I see somebody that y'all love, that's known, that's an entertainer, rapper, whatever, come out and tell you they got screwed by child support. Not that they got screwed by a baby mama testing child support, but the fact that it proves me right of what I've been saying. And I'm not the only one been saying this. But people's not going to talk about it. A lot of times they're not going to talk about it because they ain't went through it. They look at it as, well, it ain't going to happen to me. They look at it as, well, that's y'all niggas, y'all stupid. But then when it happened to them, now all of a sudden they want to come out with organizations. They want to come out with we need to stand together, my brother, and all that shit. So I'll be glad that people are calling it out. I wish people would call it out before they get into that situation, and just as men alone. But, it got to come out some way. So that's why I say I'm glad this brother put it out here, even though he didn't have to. He could have been like, man, I'm going to keep it to myself. I ain't going to do that because, I don't know what she going to say, or I don't want my kids to see it. Man, fuck all that. We got to teach other brothers and other sisters, this could be you. This could be your son. This could be your grandson. This could be your nephews. This could be your son-in-law, whoever. That's why it's important for both. That's why he said man and women. It is important for both. But unfortunately, the women gets the benefits. They catch the bag and they get the control and power. Let's call all that shit out. We can't just say, it hurts this or hurt that. That's why majority of fathers not in the pitch anyway. That's why I'm wash their hands and walk away. That's why I'm just pay their child support and move on and say, fuck it. And then the baby mama tells Holly Debbie, nah, bitch, you just fucked up and you thought it was going to make him submissive to you. And he said, nah, fuck you. And it is what it is. Let's continue. But you already said, judge asked, did he threaten you? And sometimes the judge will shame the woman for taking them off child support and try to manipulate her. The same thing that these baby mama tell do to the kids, manipulate. They the same thing. They the masterminds of record shit. Shout out to JoJo. He said, free Ozone Wallace. Please go support our brother, othal.org. Yeah, y'all definitely support him. You know what I'm saying? Definitely hit the, see you later. Definitely look up othal.org. You know what I'm saying? Support this brother. Shout out to you, my brother. Thank you. That's why I ain't got 150,000 views. Because how dare you call out this system and call out us modern women in this day and age? How dare you do some shit? You know how that go.
How dare you do this to me?
Yeah, because how dare you call out the truth and call it down to the T? How dare you do some shit like that? Oh, we're going to show you. Let's continue.
Did I threaten to kill her, to take me out child support? She said no. Looking at him crazy. I'm looking at him crazy. Now, y'all, this is a real story, man. Y'all stick to the end of this and send this to whoever you want to hear this. This motherfucker on here trying to convince her not to take me off the whole time. He even went and say, well, you know, today's word ain't that good. You know, a handshake ain't as good as, you know, once you take him off, you can't decide. Man, the whole time he.
You already said what that judge said? That judge told her that you can't take a brother's word. You can't take a man's word. You know, niggas lie. He's full of shit. Don't believe what he says. You know, same thing these baby mama terrorists tell you when you call out what your baby mama terrorists is doing to you. They tell you, the feminists, they tell you, stop lying. You ain't want to be a father. Nah, you just complaining. You broke. You a piece of shit. Who don't want to pay for their kids? They never say what man don't want to parent their kid. They say what man don't want to pay for his kids. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. They never say you ain't shit because you don't want to be a parent. They say you ain't shit because you don't want to pay. So when you listen to these baby mama terrorists, these Al Keishas, Al Karens, and Al Zang, the rest of the gang, listen to what they say, what they respond when they try to shame you. They don't say nothing about you not trying to be a parent or a father. They say you don't want to pay. It's all about the money with government daddy and these modern women, these baby mama terrorists, regardless of what color they is. They all one of the same. But yet they tell me I'm the deadbeat, the dumb nigga off Cottage Grove, nigga slid on the couch and live in a hut and everything else. That's why I say you can call me all them different names, but I get it.
You can't handle the truth.
Not at all. Shout out to Corey Washington for the $5 donation. He says, paying my coat fees. Child support told my baby mama, since you blocked him from seeing his children and I haven't seen my daughter, he gave her an extra $71. I'll let my man Clay Davis respond to what you just said.
Shit.
I want y'all to hear what he just said, and this does happen. I'm going to read it again for what Corey said to let y'all know this how fucked up the system is. Paying my couch fees, or my coat fees, but he's talking about couch gang fees. Child support told my baby mama since you blocked him from seeing his daughter, and I haven't seen my daughter, he gave her extra $71. Wow. And then I'm going to tell you why they gave her extra $71. Now, mind you, they didn't look at, well, she's violating the court order, the contract. They looked at it, well, you ain't let him see him. That means he ain't got no parenting time. That means I have the power to offer her more money because it'll be more interest going back to government daddy. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up at all. They didn't say, hey, bitch, you not doing the court order. You're not following the order. No, they said, well, since he ain't been seeing them, then, we're going to go up another $71. And it could be done because your every other weekend, if that's all you get your every other weekend, that's why you only paying $500-$600. But if she gets sole custody or you ain't getting no visitation, yeah, they could jack up the price, which I wouldn't give a fuck. Because when you done dealing with a baby mama terrorist, you'll pay the extra $71. But I get in your case, you do want to see your kids. Maybe your children not manipulated and fucked up as others. I get it. So unfortunately, this man got paid extra $71. They gave her basically an incentive for doing the evil deed. This is why I say these baby mama terrorists ain't none but the devil's son-in-laws. And the reason why I don't call them daughter-in-laws because they more masculine than the average man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, this judge told her, you know he lying. You can't take his word for it. This. Is this something you really want to do? Try to basically manipulate her to be like, you know what? You right. He might lie. He lied before. All this shit. But see, this wouldn't have happened if you wouldn't have took him in the court in the first place. If you went in your feelings because maybe y'all had a failing relationship or divorce. If you was thinking about the child in the first place, you wouldn't have to go to child support because you know he was a good father. And that's why I'm telling you. Unfortunately, unless some of y'all told me that some of y'all baby mama terrorists at the end, you know, down the line, took you off child support or let you see your kids more because she realized that, hey, you know, I had to let it go. She finally let it go. But you got a majority of them that's never going to let it go, regardless of how life changed, good or bad. This is why it's definitely important to talk about shit like this, because this could be your son. This could be your nephew, your grandson. It could be your godson or somebody you love or whoever, your brother, your daddy. It could be your granddaddy. That's why a lot of y'all fathers not in the picture. Outside of alienation, because I'm not gonna keep dealing with this bullshit, this baby mama tears. And then while I'm around this kid, I'm resenting him, even though it ain't got nothing to do with him. But this baby mama tears made it about him. You can't make this shit up. Let's continue, y'all.
Trying to convince her not to take me off child support. If I could have slapped the shit out of this motherfucker, I would have did it. I mean, I'd have pulled my glove off like they do in London and Paris, and I'd have came from Georgia with it. For real. That's what they do on here asking it. Now, which I gotta understand is this. And like I say, I ain't say, to me it's backwards. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be honest. To me, it's backwards. People that don't, or I'm gonna speak from a father's standpoint, because I'm a father. Fathers that don't take care or do nothing, they don't get harassed by child support. But those who do, for some reason, always get taken up and through them. Now, like I say, I don't know what side of the ball you stand on and how you may feel. And yes, I agree that something should be done if a person ain't doing what they're supposed to do when it comes to their kids. I do agree with that. But I don't agree with them coming up with it for us. So
let's talk about that. And actually, I'm gonna put in, it's gonna be a video with the Title 4D with the with Molly K. Olsen. I put a little clip, not the whole thing. Y'all have to watch my previous video when I talk about the Title 4D and how fucked up it is. Even for you dumb motherfucking dudes that brag about, oh, I pay my child support, I spent $300,000, I stop bitching and all that shit. Just to let you know how this system is not for you, it's not for your child, it's not the best interest of the child, and how it only benefits government daddy. Even the dumb baby mama terrorists don't even know it. You know, they get that little senator, but that ain't shit. But then again, if you got low grade thinking, then, you know, I guess they think that's the golden star or some shit. But fact of the matter is, I'm gonna let y'all know again. Back in the day, child support was for the married white woman. It was because white men were going overseas and not coming back, take care of their household, not take care of their children. It was not because of black men, because the family unit was at an all-time high. It wasn't until this welfare shit came to play that dismantled our family structure. Back in the day, a single mother could not get child support. If you had a child out of wedlock, you did not get child support. So back in the day, child support was justified. Child support was to help that mother and child. So it's not the fact that child support was always bad, because it wasn't. Yeah, alimony came to play for that too. You know what I'm saying? I had no problem with that. Back in the day, women weren't allowed to work. They weren't allowed to vote. They weren't allowed to do a goddamn thing but be housewives. White women. That's why this feminism came up. The first wave, that was legit equality. Not this bullshit ass feminism as we see now. It's not about equality. It's about control and taking over. Now, back then, it's justified. So I want people to know that when child support was created, it was actually justified. Don't think the whole child support was fucked up. It's when this Title 4D came to play that made it fucked up. Because I told you, if you was a mother unwedded, you didn't get child support. You had to go to Walmart. Even though back then wasn't a Walmart, but you had to go, it is what it is. So let's keep that in mind, that child support is justified. If you married and you abandon your family and you ain't bringing home no money, you ain't sending her back no money, you should be on child support back then. But see, that ain't what it is today. We're gonna talk about that. But let's continue.
Us as black people, or us as people in general, this is where we drop the ball at, and not just with child support, with a lot of shit. I keep telling y'all, the more you go to them for help, you pretty much asking to be taken advantage of, and that's what they're gonna do. Now, this is another thing. 1975 is when they started child support enforcement. It first started with white women, because blacks couldn't get child support. Why? Because when people was married, because blacks weren't even legally was able to legally get married back then. It was only whites. So when whites were separated or divorced, they was able to, go for child support from the father, whatever the case may be. So legally, blacks couldn't even file for child support. That changed. So once that changed, you get what I'm saying? Now blacks was able to be summoned for child support or whatever the case may be. Now it progressed to the point where it was able to report you to the credit bureaus. See, now it became a system. You get what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers get paid from this system.
And let me explain something to y'all also. Anything that the law does, majority of the shit that the law has changed was to help white folks. We just involved in the mix. So, when you got these fake black queens come tell you that, well, men wrote the law, shit, blame them. Nah, motherfucker, white man wrote that shit. White man created child support. Motherfucker, you said it right. White man. Well, they say men. Men created child support. Men created this shit. Nah, motherfucker. White man did it. Don't come with that bullshit ass men bullshit, because men ain't created a goddamn thing. If anything, we had to build a motherfucker. They had us to build the shit. And y'all sabotaged the motherfucker. Shout out to Face Facts for the 499. He said a single mother still can't get child support. They trick men into signing acknowledgement of paternity. Yeah, facts, 100%. Shout out to Game of Lives Matter for the $5 donation. He said Walmart was funded in 1962. So there was a Walmart for Baby Mama Ted's application for Walmart. And also, if you want to get you a job, Walmart is always hiring. Careers.walmart.com//Baby Mama Ted's. Walmart is always hiring.com. Yes. Welcome back, gang. But yeah, like I said, man. Like I said, the black family unit was 85% marriages. It was to help the married white woman. People don't believe me when I say shit like that. Oh, you just making up. No, they don't. Like I said, I can't say I'm making up. They don't call me a liar. They just use a shame tactic. So yeah. And yeah, the game is rigged. It's rigged. And they continue to play the game because they don't give a fuck. These baby mama tell don't give a fuck. All they care about is themselves. They don't give a fuck about their children. Why you think their children get set up for failure, found in ditches and shit? Why you think they're the most abused, the most neglected, and they cause the most fatality? Mothers. But guess who still get custody? The fucking mother. Yeah, but that's a whole nother story. We'll repeat that shit as soon too. But let's continue with this brother saying.
Don't let them fool you. Ain't nothing these people gonna do that they're not gonna benefit from. Now let's break it down. Now they able to take your license. They can take your fishing license, driver's license, which makes it way more harder for you to even get out here to even make money, not just for your child, but for yourself or whatever the case may be.
That's the purpose, y'all. When it comes to child support, when it comes to government daddy, that's the purpose. Yeah, it's nice that you able to pay your child support with ease and shit like that, but you get sick, COVID, you know what I'm saying? You get put out your apartment. Guess what? Yes, they take your license, they take your passports, they take any type of license you have that the government give you that you paid for, they can take it back because that's what happened. You got the government daddy in your pockets. I told you, they're going to find one way or another make you pay that child support. And here's the killer part. Well, I ain't paying that child, but fuck this shit, right? You say I'll go to jail. Okay, that's what they want. They're going to put you in jail, make you a slave, so now you're making shoestrings and and cardboard boxes. You making t-shirts, shit like that for a nickel an hour and shit. And guess what? Now we making more money. And guess what? While you locked up, now you got interest that's going into your rearage as you do time in jail. Guess what? You get out of jail. Now not your interest, but your rearage was $3,000, but now it's $6,000. Now you get out of jail. Now you finna go back to court because the baby mama Ted's gonna show you how dare you leave me and break up with me and all that bullshit. She's still gonna make you suffer. So now you're going back to court. He say, sir, do you have the $6,000 that you owe? Nurse, so I don't. Well, it depends on the judge. If you got a nice judge, if you got you a decent judge, he'll give you 30 days or he'll give you 2 months. But the average judge, and then you'll be like, welcome back, Carter. Welcome back. Dun, dun. Now you back in jail now. Welcome back. Dun, dun. Yeah, now you're back a number. It's a circle. It's a fucking circle. They're gonna get paid regardless. So that's what I'm talking about. So no, they don't give a fuck about your black children. They don't give a fuck about your white children. They don't give a fuck about your Hispanic children. They don't give a fuck about none of y'all kids. You might have one or two judges that really about what's right and what's fair, and nah, we not gonna allow this. Don't get it twisted. But for the rest of these motherfuckers, no. So when you got these brothers talking about, man, all you had to do was get you a good lawyer. Man, all you had to do was say these things and this. I'm gonna let Denzel speak on behalf of Malcolm X.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Did y'all know that when you win the lottery, child support take your money? If you win in the casino, child support can take your money. Like if you win over $1,000, I think it's over $1,000 when they have to cut you a check. They ask you, do you owe child support? You tell them, no, I don't know that shit. They're going to go look anyway. Child support swipe that shit. Go look it up on how much money child support make per year getting money for men when it comes to casinos. You win a insurance case where you got into an accident. They don't take, I never heard them take all your child support. They take like 40 or 60% of your child support. They're going to take your shit. Yeah, the lotto. They took our first stimulus, remember? Which I didn't give a fuck. I'd rather for them to take it to pay my arrears than me coming out of my pocket. Like my taxes, check this out, y'all. I was supposed to get back $2,800, right? My arrears is $1,600. Every year when I do my taxes, I try to max out on purpose so they could take that motherfucker. So I ain't getting money taken out of my daily checks. You can have that tax because taxes ain't guaranteed. Especially if you make so much money, it ain't guaranteed. And plus, IRS will snatch that shit just because, make some type of excuse to take the money that you thought you was gonna get. That's the baby mama tell you, like, oh, I can't wait to get my child support. They all be at Walmart buying new electronics and TVs and PS5s. You can't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, for those who be like, man, I don't want to pay my taxes because I don't want to do my taxes because that bitch gonna get my money. Hey man, if your debt ain't number 10,000, as far as your arrears 10,000 and under, let them max out that shit. Let them take that shit so they ain't coming out of your pocket. Let her get the scraps because all you're doing is paying the state. You pay the state pays her. So if she call you, say what happened to the money and all that, say, bitch, don't talk to me, talk to the state. That's who you got as the middleman. You call them. My job is to pay the state, not you, bitch. So you pay the state pay her. So if they bullshit, not doing what they supposed to, talk to government daddy. Don't talk to me. So on that note, that's what I'm telling you. Keep your veins cold. Do your taxes. Let them max it out so they can take that shit. Don't y'all want to get passports and be able to travel and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Because some states is different. You get over a certain amount of money, they can freeze your shit if you go over if you over, like here's over $2,500. They can stop from getting a passport, even though you current on your child. And that's another thing. You could be current on your child support and still have arrears. Motherfuckers say, nah, if you got arrears, that's because you didn't want to be a father. You go on to court and that shit get finalized, you leave out with fucking arrears. Because she say, well, he ain't do nothing for the first 5 years. He ain't do nothing when he left. And when you say, yes, I did hit a receipt, they say, oh, that's a gift. That don't count. They don't say child support, all that shit. And then You wonder how men got rearages when they leaving out. You can't make this shit up. They're going to get their money. So like I said, when it comes to this system, they vultures. These baby mama takes aid to assist these vultures. That's why I say when y'all talk about the black community and y'all Black Lives Matter and y'all for the black man and all, we support our kings and shit, but y'all be the main ones throwing y'all kings and white supremacy that you call child support. Yep. Let's continue.
I want people to see the systematic bullshit that they place on us as people because we don't speak up or we don't say, hell no, that don't make sense. So we got to step up as men and as women together and not let some third party group of people come into our mix and tell us what to do. Because if y'all can't come to an agreement, they're going to come to an agreement that's going to benefit them.
See, and I agree to what he said to a certain point. I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna say what he said again because I want you to hear what he said. He's telling the truth, but we need to call it all the way out. We're gonna call it all the way out though. But first, let's give a shout out to Perfect Blackness for the $5 donations. He said, "That's what I do. I pay the state. In Illinois, it's called the Illinois State Disbursement Unit, and I know that for a fact because I live here too. Crook County, but is known to everybody else as Cook County. Shout out to Perfect Blackness. Vote like this making me upset. You should be upset because I want y'all to know this was really happening. And if for those of y'all who say I'm not on child support, you don't have no kids, keep it that way. Keep yourself in order. Focus on you and yours. Men first. And change the laws in your mind. Don't be in a situation like this because the laws is not going to change. The majority of people is not going to support you. So you have to do your due diligence not to be involved in this type of shit because any woman can flip a strip and have a power to do you the same way. And it's not even talking about alienation. It's not even talking about manipulating the children. We just talking about child support. That's just one part of the bullshit. That's why I say fuck child support because child support is the center of why all this shit is going on today. Lack of fathers, alienation, baby mama terrorism, and so on. This is why. Imagine you a truck driver and they take your CDL license. How you gonna work? You see what I'm saying? How you gonna work? Chicago Rilla, man, one of the hosts of the Lapeef Show, man. Definitely subscribe to the Lapeef Show. This brother from Chicago, he know about Crook County as well. But I want you to hear what he said. I'm gonna dissect that shit because we got to talk the way it should be talked. But I understand he said the way he said, and I get it. But we're gonna talk about how I said on my platform,
which makes it way more harder for you to even get out here to even make money, not just for your child, but for yourself or whatever the case may be. I want people to see the systematic bullshit that they place on us as people because we don't speak up or we don't say, hell no, that don't make sense. So we got to step up as men and as women together and not let some third party group of people come into our mix and tell us what to do. Because if y'all can't come to an agreement, they're going to come to an agreement that's going to benefit them.
Now let's keep it real. 9 times out of 10, for the most part, he said that the man and the woman got to work together and come to an agreement because if not, then child support is going to get in the mix. Let's keep it real on that. It takes two people to be civil. One ain't going to work. So if that one person is being civil and the other one's saying, fuck you and I hate you and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, then it ain't going to work. And let's keep it real again. Child support ain't knocking on your fucking door talking about, do you want to put your man on child support? Child support is not putting a gun to your head saying, you better put him on child support. It's these baby mama terrorist women who get in their feelings because of a failed relationship or divorce, and they run to child support. They got their doors open for whoever can walk in there. Anybody can volunteer to put you on child support. So this don't have nothing to do with y'all two don't agree, and here come child support swooping down, talking about, yeah, put them on child support. No, it's somebody that got up out their chair, walked downtown, and went to the courthouse, or they did it online and put them on child support. Ain't no coming together when you got one party that's walking in that motherfucker trying to put you on child support and set you up for failure. Let's keep it real like this. You baby mama terrorists who put men on child support for failing relationship or failing divorce, you need to stop using your children as pawns. You need to stop worrying about what happened in the past. You need to stop worrying about the failed relationship. You need to stop worrying about what he did in the past, because when he cheated, or when y'all stopped getting along, or when you felt you can use him up or make a bigger revenue by setting him up for failure, you need to focus on that child. Because one thing that these baby mama terrorists don't focus on is the child. They don't. They do not focus on that child. They use that child as kryptonite to set that man up for failure and try to take that man's assets. That's the two kryptonites of a man. So we need to stop saying that we need to stop letting the child support get involved, government daddy. You as women need to stop running to the courthouse because you're in your emotions. Because you're not with him no more. Because he didn't want you no more. Or hell, because you didn't want him no more. I seen that happen. See, we need to stop talking about what government daddy is the reason why our society is fucked up to this day. But again, a lot of this shit was a choice. She made the choice to call the police on false allegations. She made the choice to put you in jail for false allegations called domestic violence or doing a great move or any type of sexual assault. She made the choice to run up there and put you on child support and say you wasn't a good father. You was a piece of shit deadbeat. You a low life. She was the one that made the choice to say you didn't pay your child support for 3 months when he left, or 3 years. That's why you got rearage and shit like that. She's the reason why she went up there and lied and said that you were never around. She's the reason why that you only get 4 days out the month of visitation. And she's also the reason why you don't have equal parenting. So like I said, I get it. The government do X, Y, Z, but that only happens when government is involved, but they only involved when that person made an executive decision to go up in there. And most times for the wrong fucking reason. Shout out to Fresh Dollars for the 999. He said, my kid's mother manipulated my mom's. Man, I was sick. And you know what? That's what I try to tell y'all. And I say it again. Most times when a baby mama terrorist is able to manipulate the mother, or the mother sides with the baby mama terrorist, that means she was a baby mama terrorist her damn self. No disrespect to you, but I'm just keeping it real with you. When your mother go against you and take up for her, and she been raising you, she been around you for all your years, she was there for you, raising all that shit, she was a baby mama terrorist too. That's why 9 out of 10, your daddy wasn't around. That's why your daddy said, fuck it. That's why when she called him deadbeats and shit like that, you found out it was a fucking lie. You can't make this shit up. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just keeping it real, bro. That's when a lot of us realized that our mama was a baby mama terrorist, when she turned around and take up for that baby mama terrorist against you, and she had your motherfucking ass. You can't make this shit up. And here's the thing. When I talk about baby mama terrorism, black is black, white, blue, green. Ain't got nothing to do with just black women. I'll be a fucking lie if I'll just say, oh, black women are baby mama terrorists. No. Nah. And here's the thing. Y'all say Papa Doug's from Florida, which he is. Florida, when it comes to child support, you on child support for 21 fucking years. Whether if you're in school or not in school. New York and not Cali. New York and Florida is 21 years. Most everybody else is 18 years. Every state got a different entity. They got their own business. Every state is a business. And every state got their own rules. And every state, some are worse, some are better, but they all one of the same. They all one of the same. So let's continue.
Now you got to understand, when you in a world, and I know a lot of people gonna say what they're gonna say, so that's why I say what I said in the beginning. But in a world like this, when shit is governed the way it is, I keep telling y'all, black folks, we are at the bottom of the totem pole. Everybody hate a black man. Everybody hates a black man. You have to keep that in mind. So when
he told the truth on that. Everybody hates a black man. Even a lot of the black women hate black men. Y'all see it all on social media. You see it on the media. See it on the news. See it on The View. Yes, he told the truth on that. So if everybody hates a black man, why do we pretend that we're loved by our own? Why do we pretend that black women loves us when we see the same black women throw us under the bus? Why do we play the role and say we should say these same motherfuckers that want to set you up for failure? Why? So we be coming, saving the day, protecting them, and being the force field for motherfuckers that don't deserve to be force field and protected. Go back to the community. They, black women, the baby mama terrorist ones, run the black community. They are the leaders. They are the pillars of the black community. And that's why our community is fucked up to this day, because they've been having custody of our kids for the last 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 fucking years. You can't make this shit up. See, that's what need to be put out there. And it's not about putting out hate. It's about letting you men, and even a lot of you women, know what's really going on and why things are what it is. We have to accept it, and we have to move differently. We will have to change the laws in our mind to make change within ourselves so we don't be involved in situations like this and other things. And our children don't get involved in situations like this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could talk that black power shit all you want and say you hate black women. No, I love black women. I hate feminism and I hate baby mama terrorism. I don't give a fuck what color you is. But then y'all get mad at a man because he say, well, I'm gonna marry outside my race. I'm gonna get my passport to go overseas and get somebody over there. I'm not gonna get married or have kids. This is why 53% of black men are childless and unmarried. This is why you got a lot of them going overseas. That's why a lot of them saying save yourselves, black men. That's why a lot of them on YouTube talking about this child support shit. That's why a lot of them saying live a frigid lifestyle. That's why a lot of them taking the red pill. A lot of them going MGTOW. A lot of them taking the black pill. This is why. But guess what? Now that we calling all this shit out, put it out there to the surface, now here come the victim card, and they want to make it like we are some male feminists. No, I mean supremacists.
How dare you do this to me?
Yeah. And then let's not talk about the men that take care of kids that's not theirs. Oh man, my God. Now they put on child support. And they ain't even deal with the motherfucker. And guess what? The judge say, well, you know, it is what it is. Here in Michigan, shit, if you pay a child support, even if it's not yours, DNA say so, you still got to pay it. See, they're not going to talk about that either. So for y'all dumb motherfuckers that want to Super Dave and do the cake for these fake-ass black queens, you the one going to get that Pac-Man sound, but I'm going to let Malcolm X speak, but I'm going to let Denzel do it for Malcolm X.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Fellas, this is why I tell y'all to keep y'all veins cold. Women, stepmoms, women who give a shit about their children, women who do support their significant other and they husbands. This is why I tell you as well to keep your veins cold. And even a few women that do have a baby daddy terrorist, because there's a few. You definitely got to keep your veins cold. Shout out to Chris Jeff for the $5 donation. He says, my own mother was a baby mama terrorist. Kept me from my dad until he died. That taught me to be the best full-time single dad to my kids. Keep your veins cold, fellas. See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all know that y'all had mothers as baby mama terrorists. Y'all probably didn't realize in the beginning, because a baby mama terrorist is not necessarily a bum. I told you, it's not a person on welfare. The worst baby mama terrorist is the one that got 6 figures, got degrees, that they got a license, they got a profession, that out here with a little rep, little power, little name for themselves. When they go in that courtroom and you trying to fight to get equal parenting, or you trying to get custody, or you trying to show that you're a good father, they're going to say, why would she lie? Why would she lie? She's a school teacher. Why would she lie? She's a nurse. Why would she lie? She's a doctor. Why would she lie? She worked for child support. Why would she lie? And y'all already saw when we talked about the Title 4D, when it comes to the courtroom, a family court, hearsay is allowed. You can't make this shit up. Not at all. Shout out to Chris Jett. hearsay is allowed in the courtroom for them baby mama terrorists. but in the private circuit, it don't count. You can't do hearsay in criminal court. I think a few counties or a few states passed it where they can use hearsay, but it's very few. But for the most part, in private circuits, you can't do that. But yet, again, when it comes to that, when I talk about it, they tell me, you know, who hurt you? Your mama black. If you broke, just say so. You know, you just a deadbeat, dumb nigga off Cottage Grove. But again, you motherfuckers can't prove me wrong. So yeah, when it's all said and done, the truth is these modern women make a choice to go in that courtroom. And also they can make a choice to take you off child support. But guess what? How many of y'all been on child support for years? Y'all pay y'all child support and you do extras and do what you're supposed to, even though you don't have to. She said, you're a good father. You do everything for so-and-so and this. Ask her to take y'all child support. That motherfucker gonna say, what? Hell no, nigga. Matter of fact, she gonna do the Clay Davis on your ass.
Shit.
See, all that shit go out the window. And just for you saying that, you can't see your son. Just for that, I'm gonna go back and put you and I know you got some money. I ain't went back in 5 years. Now I'm gonna go ahead and increase that shit. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that Kanye West shit, man. I told you, that dude, 45 years old, 46 years old, he was all these years, he always taught how his mama's queen, Mother Earth, goddess, and everything else. Not one time have he ever said that she kept him away from his father. I didn't even know he had a father, as much as I seen him being a son husband to his mother. And all of a sudden, he go through with Kim Kardashian for the separation, divorce. Now all of a sudden, you talking about she doing what my mama did to me. You can't make this shit up. I can't take you niggas seriously. Now he ain't mentioned nothing else about child support. Well, he ain't on child support. He ain't mentioned nothing else about alienation and all that shit. I told you, these dudes they have selective outrage. Look at Trey the Truth. He out here talking about how he was getting alienated. Now but between everybody in that circuit, they have a law firm. They got money to blow. This shit costs thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you still don't get what you want. So that's what I say. We as men have to move accordingly. See, they worth $10 million. They got $1 million to blow. Trey the Truth is talking about it because he's going through it. You know what I'm saying? And that rapper, Fivio, came out with fuck child support in dollars. Motherfuckers got offended. Hell, Lil Durk said that he proposed to his wife because she had a low body count. And a lot of these baby mama tears got triggered because we should have a body count. My body, my choice. Okay, well then it's my responsibility to stay away from your used up ass. You know how that go. Let Bill Withers say it. That's you baby mama tears that's all gassed up.
Keep on using me until you use me up.
Shout out to United States Army retired. Salute to you for surviving, bro. Because when it comes to the military, man, they don't give a fuck about you either when you go on that bullshit, especially alimony and child support. Shout out to you for the $20 donation. He said, when you get a chance, let the brothers know about the alimony game. Each state is different, facts, but most females divorce their husbands at the 10-year mark to get lifetime of alimony. Okay, check 100. Shout out to my brother. You know what? I never talked about it, but I think I will. I will set up something. Matter of fact, email me, brother, and I'll talk about alimony. Coach Greg Adams talk about that often. And I got a clip that he talked about, and I'm probably taking in and sample that. And shout out to Coach Greg Adams. He's doing the Lord's work. And this is why I say, even though women are the most spenders, they're the most spenders. As men, we could definitely spend our money to something that's a worth cause. See, we don't just spend. He got majority, like 99.5% men on his platform, and they support him. Same thing need to be over here. Yes, we got women over here that support. I get it, but we are supposed to be the leads. We the one that quote unquote complain that women are not being submissive, and we supposed to lead. We supposed to do this and that. Then you got to be an example and show for them to follow. If you ain't got nothing to show, you all talk. Then they can't take you seriously. But I don't see why you want to change a hoe to a housewife anyway. But I'm just saying, That's why I say it's very important that you look out for the content creators you support, because without y'all, we couldn't keep this shit running. Because you want more topics out here like that. You want more receipts out here like that. A brotherhood, a place to vent. You know what I'm saying? Get at ease, funny, and so on. This is what you have to do. You know what I mean? Because if not, then that shit gonna go down like motherfucking Pac-Man. And ain't nobody else gonna talk about it like this. Nobody. Because they don't want to fuck up their bag. Or maybe they mentioned 1 or 2 times and going about their business. Maybe because it's a hot topic, because some nigga said today's the day. See, now everybody want to talk about it. But after that, they back to something else. So I definitely need your support. And you know what, brother? Like I said, email me and let me know it's you. And I will set up something to talk about alimony, because a lot of you brothers need to know about alimony, whether if you're married or not married. So y'all get a good understanding of what alimony is about and how a lot of these motherfuckers will wait 10 years just to get rid of your ass, or wait till you retire to get rid of your ass. They do it to a lot of athletes and entertainers. So shout out to you, my brother. And then you know what? That it will be a good topic to talk about. I got you, bro. Just definitely email me though. Email me. Shout out to Chief Rocket for the $5 super sticker. Appreciate you, my brother. Just like we was talking about that reproductive coercion amongst men, they don't talk about that. They say this shit is for women. They got in the definition that it's for the woman. Shout out to Chief Rocket for the $15 donation. She says, one more time, keep pushing. Couch gang. See, these motherfuckers gonna be mad. They don't like that. How dare you call out that shit? He said, who the fuck is Papa Duck? He a YouTuber, plus he's a rapper from Florida. I know more of him because of YouTube. He got over 225,000 subscribers. He talk about us being woke. He talk about the establishment. He talk about the system. He talk real shit. And this time he had to talk about the situation in child support. Now, he wasn't talking about the mother of his children. He was talking about what the judge did when she was trying to get him off. But we had to go back before then and talk about women going to the court because they mad at the boyfriend, mad at the husband, they in their feelings. They going in there 9 times out of 10 for a failing relationship with a divorce, control, and so on. They know that's their mechanism. So that's why we talking about this, brother. Shout out to Black Yankee for the $2. They said, baby mama Tez need to go to jail when found guilty of lying. 100% facts. I'm glad you said it, because I'm going to talk about the South Korean president who's anti-feminist that's going to change the laws. And hopefully when they do it over there in South Korea, maybe he'll come back over here. Trump was the closest person who he had when it came to anti-feminists. But they said, oh, no, get this dude out of here. We don't want him here racist. We're going to put in this other racist called Jim Crow Joe, and he's going to look out for us black folks. And guess what? I'm going to let Denzel speak for Malcolm X.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Yep. So, like I said, we will talk about alimony. That's something I never touched it. People told me to talk about it, but I never bothered because I'm like, I that ain't my lane. But I'll talk about it because all I do is research, get knowledge, and also talk to brothers who've been through it and other content creators like Coach Greg Adams. He talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And he talk about child support at times. Coach Gang. Shout out to you, Coach Greg Adams. Son husbands. Let's continue, y'all.
We go through these systematic situations like this. We as people need to say, hell no. How can a grown man and a grown woman allow another third-party person to say what y'all can and can't do?
But the general...
I'm going to tell you why. He asked a good question. That's before we get into the Title 4D, a little segment. He said, how can both people allow the government to get involved when it comes to our children or parenting time? It's because one person made the executive decision to go to government daddy and make that happen. So we got to keep it real, man. One. And I ain't talking about the guys who say, you know what, I'm gonna put myself on child support. I ain't talking about y'all. That's y'all choice. I'm talking about the one that's going there because I'm gonna teach you a lesson. I'm gonna put you on child support. I'm gonna alienate you. I'm gonna hurt the child so you can be destroyed. Different factors. So that's what I'm telling y'all. when it comes to society, when it comes to this court system, when it comes to majority trying to side with you based off this, they're not gonna side with you. Why would a woman want to dismantle child support, even if they don't have kids, even if they don't agree with it? Why would they want to dismantle that shit, knowing that I may need to use that when I get married? I may need to use that 7 years from now because I'll be at the 10-year mark. Oh, shout out to the lead attorney, man. Hey, lead, I wish I was able to come out to Atlanta when y'all was having that thing, but I couldn't get off the couch, man. I had to, I had to get my relaxation on, like I'm getting a suntan with the light in the house. So I couldn't come out there. Maybe you do one next year, what I'm saying? I'll come out there. Shout out to lead attorney, y'all. And even the lead attorney been on my platform sometime last year when I first kind of got on here, and he told y'all that it's a bad investment. It's a bad investment. And that's what I'm saying. Don't take my word for it. For all y'all that support lead attorney, he was a family court lawyer for over 20 years, and he even told you it's a bad investment. He warned men, and men say, nah, I'll fight it anyway. And some say, you know what, you're right. And guess what? They spent $30,000, no change. But like I said, y'all don't have to take our word for it. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way. Shout out to the lead attorney. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way. It is what it is. Sometimes we have to learn the hard way on a lot of things. What our dad told us to watch out for these type of women, we didn't listen. We ain't gonna end up like you. And then we end up like you. So I'm just saying. And on some real shit, this is what I'm telling y'all. Ask the lead attorney, he'll tell you about it. Don't differ between the lead attorney and me. He not gonna go as depth because he in a whole nother lane. He got license, profession, shit like that. I don't have that. I don't have nothing to lose. I'm a deadbeat on the couch every day. But even he'll tell you I'm speaking the truth. This is how bad that this could be when it comes to this court system. This is how bad that this could be on your children. That's why lack of fathers are at an all-time high. Not because most of them didn't want to be fathers, but because they weren't allowed to be fathers. That's why what I told y'all the stat. When it comes to lack of fathers, what? School dropouts, teen pregnancies, going to jail, bad grades, no money, juvenile, going to jail, juveniles, drug addicts, and so on. All this shit. But guess what? The majority don't care. They'll blame you for it anyway, even though you're not in the picture. So yeah, what I'm gonna show y'all is a little snippet of her name is Molly K. Olson. She's the one that I did the video on the Title 4D, the history. I put a snippet in there. I'm not playing the whole thing because that was like an hour long, but a snippet for y'all to see on how the Title 4D had dismantled family, how it destroyed fathers, how it destroyed our children. And these baby mama tails don't see that because they don't care. These civil forces don't see it because they don't care. They proud they pay their child support. They proud that they spent $300,000 and they weren't able to see their son like they wanted to. So let's check out Molly K. Olson. And she's talking about it in the state of Minnesota, but it's the same rules apply everywhere. Just one little difference when it comes to the state, but it's all one the same when it comes to government daddy. So let's check this out.
Welfare has limitations according to the law. And on the far right-hand side there, private domestic relations has been left up to the states. The federal government, according to the Constitution, does not get involved. And here is a report from the Congressional Research Service out of Washington that says, under the U.S. Constitution, Congress has little direct authority to legislate in domestic relations and family law issues. That's the private matters. And that's clear the way our Minnesota statutes are written. In chapters 245 through 267, it's all about public welfare when the government is involved. In chapters 517 through 519, the revisor's office has labeled those chapters in the statute as private domestic relations. The problem is that in our state law right now, we've run into a problem between mixing public and private rights. We've got the public welfare in the 256 chapters, and we've got private domestic relations law, which started out in the 518 chapter. Now we've suddenly taken what was meant to be public law, which the Title 4D law, and we've embedded it into 518, so we've blurred those lines. We've crossed that bright line of separating public versus private rights, which is causing a lot of confusion. Public rights and private rights, when it comes to family law, become very different. In private rights, you get a judicial proceeding in front of a district court judge. In the 4D process, you only get an administrative hearing in front of a magistrate.
I want y'all, for those who don't understand what she's talking about, I want y'all to take heed. I'm going to wind it back. I want y'all to take heed of this. When it comes to public rights, this is under the Title 4D. The Title 4D is the new child support. When you hear guys say, man, the Title 4D is X, Y, Z, you know, that's child support. It's bigger than child support. Now, when it comes to the Title 4D, it's public rights. Private rights is district court judges. See, when I told y'all that these judges are not real judges when it comes to family court, they're magistrates. They're not judges. Even though they say judge, your honor, they're not when it comes to family court. I'm just letting y'all know, for you know, people that say this is a fair game, this is not nothing that's legal. This is illegal. Under the federal law, is illegal. But the federal allow that shit. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody fight to the federal, and even then, it's the chance you're going to lose. Shout out to Gail and Knight, the lovely Gail and Knight, on the $2 donation. She said, congrats on hitting 9K. Shout out to you, my sister. Also, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try to reach out to lead attorney. Yeah, I'll bring him back on the show. You know what I'm saying? I'll never try to bring him back on the show, because I watch this shit. I be laughing like a motherfucker, especially when he's talking about that Tasha K and Cardi B. She say, I ain't paying shit. I ain't got it. But yes, I want y'all to understand, men and women, brothers who don't have kids, women who do have sons, and who do got daughters. Because why would you want your daughter to have that mindset of a baby mama terrorist to fuck up your grandson or your granddaughter? See, it ain't just for men, but it's definitely for men, because that's who struggles and suffers. But this is what I want y'all to let y'all know. Let me start it back again for you dummies in the back. They're going to try to justify it. I want y'all to hear what she said again. This is in the United States, the United Snakes of America. And guess what? These other European countries and these other countries that got child support follow the same exact shit. So don't get it twisted. Let's continue.
Are all paid for by the pool of money that is developed through the child support collections money that's put through the system. We'll get to that more later. In the judicial proceeding, the judge can rely on his equitable powers. In the public rights in the 4D system, in the administrative process, the magistrate has no authority to rule on their equitable powers. Everything is statutory only. No constitutional issues can be heard in that court. They can only be heard in the judicial proceedings. And what's most disheartening for many people that end up in the administrative process is, according to the expedited rules in the state of Minnesota, hearsay is allowed. So there's a lot of families that are impacted in incredible ways based on hearsay, which that's where this sense of unfairness comes in.
And this and that right there, I want y'all to hear that hearsay evidence is allowed. And for y'all motherfuckers, baby mama tears and sympathy force that sit back and say that's bullshit. How many of you men been in the courtroom fighting for custody, equal custody, or just fighting to be a father, trying to be in your son or daughter life, and she says he never did nothing, he never paid child support. You come with your receipts, you say you've been there from day one, XYZ. I want equal parenting time. I stay in the same county, I stay in the same area, I've been there from the beginning. We plan these children, whether you married or in a relationship. Guess what? The judge still give you every other weekend. Or when she says, you never did enough for the kids, right? I did, sir. Here's my receipts. The judge says, those were gifts. That's not child support. What do you mean, sir? You didn't write down child support. Yeah, but how else would I know we was in a relationship? It don't matter. Child support. Rearage. Now you got rearage. And also, when you show proof that this baby mama Terrace is not the best fit, she's not working. She live in a hut. She live with her great grandparents in the garage. She's living in a shelter. You stable. You make 6 figures. You got a foundation in your house. You married with kids and all and so on. Guess what? You the most benefit. You're not beneficial to be a father. You the most benefit to pay that bread. So guess what? The money will go to her and they get a piece of the action. Here's another sign of hearsay. He used to beat me when we was together. He did the R move on me. He did domestic violence. Well, I don't have no police report. I don't have no arrest record. Guess what? I believe it. He do like an angry black man because he the way he stand and how he stand up for himself and how he look. Yeah, I believe you. So because of that, I'm gonna give you sole custody and make him get supervised visitation. Matter of fact, nah, once a week for an hour, you can talk to your child on FaceTime. You can't make this shit up. Hearsay. Y'all didn't know that, did you? That's why a lot of times y'all say, well, how do y'all believe what the fuck she said? She ain't got no proof, no this. Because hearsay is allowed to set you up for failure. You can't make this shit up. Shout out to U.S. Army retired for the $10 donation. He said, also let brothers know that they can Google their state on the rules for lifetime alimony. You do not need kids for this. Just to be married for 10 years or more years. Okay, check 100. Yeah, y'all need to look that up because even if you don't have children, after 10 years, that's grounds for alimony. Now, she would have to prove her case. And if you the one who say, you know, she take care of the house, I'm the breadwinner, she's automatically going to get it. And she get it for a lifetime. She get it for 5 years. She get it temporarily. She get it for 6 months. You definitely better know your law. That's why a lot of people in California, they already know when it comes to alimony, it's 50-50. So shout out to you, my brother. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. That's what I'm saying. Every state got different laws, but it's all one and the same. They all crooked. Shout out to Perfect Blackness for the $5 donation. He says the only way for real change in this is for someone with deep pockets to take the legality, might be saying it wrong, of child support to the Supreme Court. And even when you go to the Supreme Court, a lot of these brothers who got platforms saying this is how you get rid of child support, stuff like that. If everybody was able to do that shit, we all would have did it a long time ago. I know brothers that tried to fight, try to go to the Supreme Court, and they dismissed it. It takes money. It takes time. It takes a lot of sacrifices. It takes a lot. It takes years. You know what I'm saying? And then if that one brother do get to go up there and the Supreme Court see they ain't got no reason to throw it out, then they let it go. So I'm just letting y'all know, don't you think everybody would have did this shit? You know what I mean? When people try to say, well, Mr. Palmer know what he talking about. All you got to do is go fight and do this. I just think everybody would have did that shit. So now they charging you $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 to give you some paperwork that you get from the library. Then they turn around and you fight that fight. You don't go past the appellate court, and then no refunds. You can't make this shit up. Shout out to Perfect Blackness, man. Appreciate you to the fullest. Real shit. Let's continue.
Into play. So how did this all start? Where did 40 come from? 40 is from the Social Security Act. The Social Security Act was started in 1935, and we have a team of researchers. We've got 7 people on our research team that have researched Title 40 for a cumulative 38 years when we add all of our time together. So we've spent the time trying to understand this to figure out what has happened. Well, the Social Security Act was started for the purpose of providing a social safety net for low-income people. It was to take care of those that were dependent members of the population, and dependent meant dependent on the government because they could not take care of themselves due to poverty. So it was a way, the Social Security Act is a way of protecting those people, as we have learned, on a temporary basis for a period of time in their life when they can't do it themselves. The way the federal government decided to eliminate the major causes of dependency was to start out with the following sections of the Social Security Act. One was the old age security, which we most all think about when we think of Social Security Act. Second, they started unemployment right away. They started the security for children right away, and they started a public health segment and a couple more as well. But the whole idea was to provide marginal, temporary, but regular income for individuals in need. So when I talk about Title 4D being part of the Social Security Act, we're not talking about affecting the old age retirement program at all. It's two separate programs. Right now, there's 21 titles in the Social Security Act, and what we're talking about is Title 4 of the Social Security Act. That is Title 4, which is the rubric for that is needy families and child welfare. I can tell you exactly what that says, but that's the focus for Title 4. So Title 4D is a segment of Title 4 of the Social Security Act. Title 4D is child support collections and enforcement, to give you kind of a picture of how this all fits in. What amendments have occurred? Well, our research team has studied the amendments as well. In fact, it has been said that the original Social Security Act was
before we get on, you saw that the Title 4D, what it's all about. It's talking about for needy kids. Let's be real, y'all. In this day and age, ain't no needy mother that's struggling and all that shit. I'm not even talking about the ones on welfare. You got the ones that got 6 figures to go up in child support. Somebody that got a professional career, CEOs, and got their own business and shit like that. They basically what they did is they never changed or they never updated the laws as time have changed. You see what I'm saying? They kept it the same, and it benefits them. Why would they change it as society progress or how women progress? They kept it the same. That's the problem. And I also stopped because I want to show you something that Escobar said. He said, man, I be trying to explain this stuff to one of my homeboys, and his response is child support is only for deadbeats. And this is why I tell y'all men, when you're dealing with somebody like that, cut their ass off. Because these are the ones who will aid, assist a baby mama terrorist to set you up for failure. These are the ones that will definitely do the good old.
Here I come to save the day.
If your baby mama, your ex-wife, come to that man and tell him you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, and you a deadbeat, you beat her and all that, I guarantee you that motherfucker's gonna believe her at all costs. I guarantee you he's gonna believe her at all costs. Probably beat your ass before you come out with receipts, and it's too late then. This is what I'm telling y'all as men. You definitely have to keep your veins cold, because the ones you think that's going to support you, that known you, that birthed you, that's been in your family since you was a baby and all this shit, seeing you grow up, them are the ones that will go against you. The baby mama terrorists ain't got to do a goddamn thing. They don't have to put their hand on you. They just set up the blueprint. Government daddy and the rest of these gangs, they will come out to get you at all costs. So that's why I tell y'all, keep y'all veins cold, and if need be, cut these motherfuckers' ass off. Matter of fact, let Reverend X tell you what to do. Real simple.
Cut that bitch off!
Man, woman, or even your manipulated ass kid. Shit. Fuck out here. And yeah, so for him to say that child support is only a deadbeat, you know who he got that from? Mama, son, husband, or grandma. So that's what I told y'all. These symbol forces are the most dangerous motherfuckers on the planet amongst men. They will kill you. They will kill your kid. They will kill the baby mama terrorists if they finally realize that I'm getting played. We talk about that all the time. This is why you stay away from these motherfuckers. If he feel that way, you don't need to be around him, because he'll turn around and tell all your business to your ex and shit. And then next thing you know, he fucking her. And then he turn around and get on one knee and marry that motherfucker. And then get her pregnant. And you know his thoughts gonna be, why ain't you? Matter of fact, he gonna come out and say, I never did like you. I never liked you anyway. Pretty motherfucker. I'm just telling you, you gotta be careful with these symbol forces. That's why when it comes to this shit like that, you know who your true friends and family are. Straight up. Shout out to my man Texas Rattler for becoming a new YouTube member. Appreciate you, my brother. I don't know why. Sometimes they show on here new members. Sometimes I have to see it from the phone. Shout out to you. So let's continue this. I just want to let you know, man, like if they say some shit like that, leave them alone. For real. That's crazy. Yeah, New Jack City. I didn't like you anyway, pretty motherfucker. Yeah. Let's continue, man.
12 pages long. And today, if you were to take the paperwork of all the amendments of the Social Security Act, it would reach from here to the moon. So yes, there has been amendments. We've studied the specific Title IV-D amendments going all the way back to 1974. I've tried to summarize some of them here for you today. In 1984, there were many changes in the Child Support Amendment. And one of the things that is causing confusion with what these amendments is this kind of statement here in red, that this amendment changed things. The federal government tried to change things so that the demand for equal services, so that the demand for equal services for welfare and non-welfare could be fulfilled. Okay, but what the Minnesota DHS is coming back and saying is, well, in 1984, the federal government made us provide these services to everybody, welfare and non-welfare. They changed the laws in 1984, is what the Minnesota DHS is claiming in individual sessions with you and others. Well, our research team has done the research. We've looked through the entire legislative history with all of the federal documents to figure out what was intended and what was meant. Well, it's clear on the record that the record is filled with these kinds of comments here, as from Senator Dole, that the purpose of this 1984 amendment was to place new strong emphasis on the non-welfare caseload, because when child support payments are missed or never received, that can make the difference between remaining independent of welfare or being forced back onto public assistance.
I want y'all to hear the bullshit that they basically created in 1984 with this amendment. Now, somebody who's not on welfare can put you on child support. And they said the reason for doing that because it'll help make up for the ones on welfare to get their money back in the government. You know, that's some bullshit. The reason why they did it because they saw the lucrative business to make that money. They saw that we can build and use these baby mama terrorists to put men on child support, and we get our money at all costs. I want y'all to see that again. They said they created it to make up for what they putting out when it comes to welfare. See, this is what I mean by the worst baby mama terrorists is not the ones that, you know, on welfare, link card, live in the hood, hole, whatever you want to call it. This the ones with degrees. These the ones with professions. These the ones that do have their own house. The one who are strong and independent, black, white, blue, or green. It started with the white ones, feminism, and it trickled on down to everybody else. They knew what they were doing. This started in 84, y'all. When it came to getting somebody to just walk up in the courtroom and put you on child support because of a failed relationship to divorce, they don't matter what the reason is. She can put you on child support. So I'm tired of y'all dudes trying to say, well, you should have got married first. You should have married before you carried. And a lot of you baby mama terrorists feminists try to justify it too. You should have picked better and all that shit. It didn't matter. Wait 10 years and say, yeah, I'm going to get him from alimony and child support. That's what I say. A married man get it worse than an unwedded guy. And a lot of brothers who's on child support now is the ones who's married and who got divorced. See, so I mean, that's why I'm like, yeah, you talk that shit, getting married for you carry and all that shit. I'm like, that didn't do nothing. That didn't do shit. So let's continue. I just want to let y'all know that's what the 1984 amendment is when it comes to non-welfare. That's when anybody can walk in, they got open arms, say, you more than welcome to come up in here and give us that $51 billion business. And I'll wait to do my Malcolm X when we hear a little more of this. Let's continue.
So you see how he was really referring to the at-risk group. And if you pour through the legislative history, you'll find these kinds of comments over and over and over again. There's nothing in the 1984 amendments that show that they expanded the class to include every child in the universe. Another one of our own favorite Minnesota senators, Dave Durnberger, is also on the record, and he has a similar comment. in his statements, he talks about the same thing, how women who are divorced or have had out of wedlock children, they cannot find work. And especially those that have been married for a while and been stay-at-home moms, that, you know, they'll be forced to public assistance if we don't help them continue to get these support payments. They'll fall on welfare again, and we don't want them to fall on welfare again. We want to decrease that dependency. I've spoke with Senator Dave Durnberger, and he supports our research and our interpretation of what has happened all along the way. So hopefully that will give you an idea of what really happened in 1984 without getting into too many details. There's lots more details I could talk about. So then we continue with the amendments.
Shout out to Shoni 12. She said, I have a cousin with 6 kids by 4 different men, and all 4 are on child support. And get this, she's pregnant again. My body, my choice, and what y'all? His responsibility. All these different remedies they have to prevent pregnancies, including closing your legs. You got the pill, you got the shot, you got female condoms, you got IUDs, you got the patch, you got all these other remedies that you can use. You get fixed, all these different remedies, but she says that her cousin has 6 kids by 4 different men, and she's pregnant one more again. How much you want to bet? She ain't working. If she is working, she probably over there at Wally Mart. So again, and guess what? Every person y'all seen on here has been a white man. You ain't seen no black dude talking about, yeah, amendments of the Title 4D and child support. So when you hear motherfuckers tell you that, shit, me and the one who created this, your response should be white men. Even though it's a machine, even though it's an establishment, but it take humans to sign that paper off and create it and come to an agreement and raise their hands and shit. If you sure ass niggas, white man, not us. Yeah, Wally Mott. If she got that, you know what I'm saying? They choose single motherism, but I hate them. But they choose single motherism. I ain't knock her ass up. She made a choice. But when you call it out, they say you hate black women. You against women? No, it ain't that. It's just she already know this game. She knows she could put him on child support, and the one she pregnant with, when he fuck up or they break up, he'll be on child support too. You can't make this shit up. Just imagine right now how much link she getting off this dude or off these dudes. She's probably getting about $1,500 a month, $1,500 a month in link. Man, I'm telling you, but that's why I say, men, please have an open mind. Please see things for what it is. Stop trying to make excuses talking about, oh, many men on child support are deadbeat. Please stop the cap. Please stop the cap. And women who got sense, who know and see it for what it is, please don't entertain shit like this. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you, man. But they talking about what happens to a woman at age 40. She may find herself raising her child alone with no or limited means of support, or terribly frightening. How many men also say, hey, man, let me get my son since you ain't got the money? Bitch say, hell no, fuck you. I'm going to child support. 21, 35, or even 40. 50 don't make a difference. Let's continue, man. Shout out to you for telling your truth, Shoni 12.
In 1996 is when Clinton came out with the Welfare Reform Act, also known as the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act. They mean the same thing. If you see them, they're interchangeable. In 1996, people that I've talked to have said, as I've talked about the evolution of the 4D program, they've said, well, Clinton changed everything.
You know, I owe you an apology, Simply a Diva, because I told you on here, it don't show the members often, even a new member. I'm gonna let y'all know what Simply a Diva said. Simply a Diva said, and she's been a member for 6 months. Shout out to you. She said, my husband's son is now reaching out like crazy. Guess he's realizing living with his baby mama Ted's mama ain't fun. I feel like it's a setup for his baby mama. Shout out to you, my sister. And the reason why I'm reading it out loud, because her husband was paying child support. He was paying $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month in child support. He ended up getting custody, not because he was the most best fit. When he is the most best fit, he didn't get it because he was the most best fit to the judge. He got it because this bitch was going state to state to state filing different child support claims. So she was getting child support in New York. She went over to Atlanta and tried to file over there. Then she went somewhere else and filed over there. Went over there and filed somewhere else. This boy is 17 years old or 16. He's not no kid. Let me tell you how manipulated this boy is. So finally, that judge said, "Fuck this shit. I'm tired of this shit. You coming doing this bullshit. I'm putting him on child support. I mean, I'm taking him off child support and I'm giving him custody." So that judge was a righteous judge. He gave him custody. He had custody of his son about 1.5 years, and he let his son go with his mother for the summer. She kidnapped him, didn't bring him back. He filed a motion. The judge said, "You better come your ass back. You got 30 days or 2 months to bring him back, or we're going to charge you with kidnapping." Even though she should have been charged with kidnapping. Now check this out. He get his son back. She filed a motion for custody. And I told this brother, I said, her husband, I said, that judge going to give her custody. I ain't going to say what state they in, but I said that judge going to give her custody. He didn't believe it. She really didn't believe it. I said, "I'm trying to tell you, that motherfucker going to entertain this bitch and give her custody and put y'all back on child support." A year later, guess what happened? That judge gave her custody, even though she kidnapped that boy. She didn't have no proof. And the son assist her because he was so manipulated, even though he lived with his dad. And lied and said that he was abused and they got me on drugs and all this shit. But now, got custody. Now she's over there. He's over there now. Now he's calling his father like crazy, telling him, "I want to come back." And you know what I told them? Wash your motherfucking hands and move on. You 16, 15 years old. You over here living a good life. You going to school. You ain't got a want for shit. And you throw me on the bus, lying on me, saying that me and my wife put you on drugs and abusing all that shit. And you go back to a bitch who living in the projects. And now you want to call me back talking about shit ain't good. I need to come back home. Nah, go on about your business. You cut that out because it might be a setup. It might be a setup. Or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he do see the light, but hey, it's too late. You put all this burden on me. Now I'm back paying child support and you cause havoc in my house. Now I endured that shit. Nah, I'll holler at you, fam. This is what I mean by keep your veins cold. So he could call all day long. He could call all week long. He could call all night long. Block his ass and move the fuck on. Shout out to Cynthia Diva for the $5 super sticker. Appreciate you, my sister. This is what I'm telling y'all. Y'all got to make executive decisions for you and yours. You're going to have an opposition come back in your household and fuck your shit up, what you got going on. Now, when he come back in the house, he going to tell everything that you got going on, what business you got, what job you got, what new job, how much you making and how much he making. And guess what? He going to set all y'all up for failure once again. You can't make this shit up. Hell no. Don't. I wouldn't even answer the phone. Block it. Shout out to Perfect Blackness for the $5 donation. Said, keep in mind, folks, Bob Dole, the man at the top, was a white right-wing conservative, a Republican. That's why I tell y'all, when it comes to Democrats, Republicans, they all one and the same when it comes to child support. Now, Democrats make the idea, create the idea, but it takes the Republican to vote and say, "I agree. You can't make this shit up." Shout out to Perfect Blackness. See, this what happens. These kids who get manipulated, I ain't talking about no 5, 6-year-old. I'm talking about these teenagers who know what it is. And he had a good life. I witnessed it, having a good life. And he chose to go back to his mom in the projects with his jailhouse brothers and shit, gang banging and selling drugs. And instead of being a foundational home, good school, to be over there. Now he regret it. What if he regretted it was a setup? Keep him where he at. Don't entertain it. Don't fall for the please, I'm sorry ass nigga. Nope. We're going to leave it for what it is. I'll holler at you when you 19 and the child support shit is over with. For real. That's sometimes you got to do, bro. Shit. You're going to bring them back and fuck up your livelihood all over again. Fighting in the house, the disrespect in the house, and stealing out the house, and calling his mama, telling what's going on and shit, lying on you in front of the judge. Nah, it ain't worth it, fam. Nope. Let's continue. Now we talking about the Deadbeat Act when it comes to Bill Clinton with this Title 4D shit.
In 1996, didn't you know that? Well, We've done the research. Our research team went through again the legislative record to see, did anything happen in 1996 that made the 4D program required to be applied to everybody in the universe? Well, in testimony in April of 2003 in front of the House Human Services Policy Committee, a representative from the DHS, who's no longer there, said Congress made it abundantly clear in 1996 Welfare Reform Act that 4D services had to be provided for any individual who applies for application. That was the DHS testimony in a hearing in this room, maybe even. However, we've done the research and we're not able to find it, and they have not been able to provide exactly what that is. We have found instead that in 1996, Clinton's whole purpose was time-limited assistance and increasing individual responsibility. One of the things that we found as we've poured through the amendments from 1996 is just more information to support our position. For example, this is a section of the public law that's been changed and modified. What they did is there was so much confusion on what do you mean by dependent child? Do you mean dependent child dependent on the government, or do you mean dependent child under 18? So here in 1996 law, they clarified it, and they, by striking the phrase who is dependent child and adding with respect to whom assistance is being provided. So under 4A, which as I said is the MFIP, TANF, and those such programs. So we can't find it where anything changed in 1996.
Check this out, y'all. Excuse me. Check this out, y'all, before when I lose my voice or some shit. All right, check this out. Where's that motherfucker at? This is what Perfect Blackness was talking about. Just for those who don't know, this is Senator Bob Dole. That's what what is $5 super chat. Keep in mind, folks, Bob Dole, the man on the top, was a right-wing conservative Republican. Yeah, Bob Dole. That's him right here. I just wanted to go back because I think I did it after the fact. But this is what he talking about. This is Bob Dole, y'all. And as us coming up, we knew, as far as seeing him on TV, who Bob Dole was when we was kids. Yeah. So let's go back up. But that's who Bob Dole is. Let's get back to this Deadbeat Act.
Anything happened in 1990?
Here we go.
So much confusion on what do you mean by dependent child? Do you mean dependent child dependent on the government, or do you mean dependent child under 18? So here in 1996 law, they clarified it, and they, by striking the phrase who is dependent child and adding with respect to whom assistance is being provided. So under 4A, which as I said is the MFIP, TANF, and those such programs. So we can't find it where anything changed in 1996. And believe me, we've dug and dug to try to get the research. So how has this philosophy impacted the unauthorized, what we call the unauthorized expansion of the 4D program? The biggest question is who falls in the at-risk group of 4D recipients? We talked about so far that it means those that would fall on public assistance if they didn't get their child support. And we've also said that the DHS thinks everybody must fall into that class. But I hope that we can agree on this, that Kathleen Blatz, as a divorced person, did not become at risk of falling on public assistance just because she got divorced. I hope we can agree that Susan Gertner, just because she got divorced, didn't mean that she was going to fall on public assistance. Same thing with Pat Anderson, our state auditor. Does she need Title 40 welfare services? I hope that we can agree none of those do. Also, add some more. Elisa Rock.
Let's go back right quick. Shout out to JQ. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it posts, sometimes it don't on here. Shout out to JQ for being a new member. Appreciate you, my brother. Now check this out. They said that the Title 4D is for at-risk women who on the urge of struggling going to the welfare system. Now, who falls in the at-risk class of Title 4D recipients? Now, this is what I mean by they won't change and update the law. Well, not the law. It's not law. It's a contract, but won't update their contract. You know what I'm saying? Kathleen Blatz is a Chief Justice of Minnesota Supreme Court. She's divorced. She did not become an at-risk of falling on public assistance fast because she got divorced. Now, mind you, a lot of y'all who got women who work good jobs or got a job is not on low income. That's why I say I'm not talking about Section 8 and WIC and Link Card getting motherfuckers. We talking about the ones that got money. And I ain't saying they making $1 million. They making good money to survive on their own, where they don't need child support. The fathers need to just do what he need to do as a father. Suzanne Gertner Ramsey, county attorney, she's divorced. She did not become at risk of falling on public assistance just because she got divorced. Then you got Pat Anderson, a state auditor, did not become at risk of falling on public assistance just because she got divorced. Just like these baby mama tears who are nurses, doctors, who are managers of Target, managers of Walmart, got their own business. They making $50,000, $60,000 a year and shit like that. And they put you on child support. They're going up in there playing victim. And the judge entertain it, fall for it, then the hearsay and all that shit. Now you got every other weekend. Let's continue.
Same thing with Pat Anderson, our state auditor. Does she need Title 40 welfare services? I hope that we can agree none of those do. Also, add some more. Elisa Rockefeller Dayton, when they were divorced, did she need 40 welfare services to come? Did she need the government to come in and make sure that child support was received from Senator Mark Dayton? What about Michael Jackson? You know what? He's a custodial dad. He can go to the California DHS office, fill out an application for $25 and have the government go after his, ex-housekeeper who's now a maid in a hotel to get child support for him. According to the Minnesota DHS, that would be a requirement of the DHS. So we're trying to get to that at-risk group and who should be on this program. Now, the Minnesota DHS will tell you all these people. They have to provide services to all these people if they filled out an application. Well, no one's stopping anybody from filling out an application. And the DHS is saying, you know, when you say, why are you doing this? Why do you provide these services to everybody? They say, the feds make us do it. In 1974.
Now, before we get into that, they try to make excuses, says the feds made them do this. That's a lie, because the Fed don't have nothing to do with it. And when it comes to this Title 4D, it's illegal under the Federal Act. Just like the marijuana, the states that passed the marijuana law, under the state jurisdiction is good. Federally, nope, it's not. So they full of shit. They lied. Now, she's going to talk about the 1974 Title 4D costs and the findings on how they think on why it should be here. Out of wedlock births, single mothers with children, they love them. Dad was nowhere to be found. Dad abandoned the family. All moms had custody. Dads failed to provide financially. Mothers and children abandoned to public assistance. But let's get this started right quick.
The federal government looked at Title 4A of the Social Security Act. Now, Title 4A is the section for TANF, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, or AFDC was the old title for that. And in Minnesota, that's where the MFIP would come from, where all of the laws and all of the funding for MFIP come from Title 4A. So in 1974, which was right after the sexual revolution, the federal government was looking at their Title 4A rolls and saying, wait a minute, we have so many people on here, this is exploding. We're giving so much assistance to so many, this is unsustainable. So the federal government decided to do a study on Title 4A to say, you know, who are these people? Who's getting these services? What they discovered is the majority of the people in Title 4A getting what we know of as welfare services were a result of out-of-wedlock births, single moms with children, dads were nowhere to be found, dads abandoned the family, all moms had custody by default because dads weren't there, dads failed to provide financially, they weren't around, and therefore mothers and children had been abandoned to public assistance. What they found out later is the only way the moms could get public assistance was if the dad wasn't there. So a lot of the dads, when they used to knock on the doors and say, hey, we're just checking up on you, the dads were actually up in the attic or hiding in the closet. So they weren't really even absent. So a lot of these assumptions that they've made to build the program on must also be questioned. So what?
Now, you heard what they said. Hide in the attic, hide in the back. That's talking about the Title 4A. Who was known for doing that? All I'm gonna tell y'all is watch the movie Claudine, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Black men will be up in the attic. They'll be in the back door. They'll be in the underground area hiding so that mother can get government daddy's benefits. So I have to blame y'all boomers and even the ones before the boomers trying to get government daddy's handouts. Now you're not needed in the house. You don't have to hide no more. You don't have to be in the garage. They don't want your ass no more. And that's why our family unit has went down the drain and continues to go down the drain. Watch the movie Claudine. It'll tell you all about it. That's what we fucked up.
What they decided to do, the federal government said, aha, we have all of these people on 4A welfare services, and the dads out there, they should be paying. The dad should be paying. So they started the Title IV-D system in 1974 based on the following assumptions: that women cannot get work outside of the home, that women are expected to stay home with kids, that women are unable to self-sustain without assistance of the government or a man, that the men are always the primary wage earner, that dads do not participate, and all married dads are deadbeats. Those were the assumptions on which Title IV-D was built. And I think today we can see that most all of those presumptions must be questioned. So it must be questioned how the evolution of this program has gone even far beyond that.
Let's go back to that again. Title IV-D is built on assumptions. When you go in that courtroom, y'all, for those, let's be real, for those who go in the courtroom that came in there thinking, and a fake ass courtroom, they go up to family court and you like, shit, I take care of my kids. I got receipts. I got a lawyer. I did it the right way. I got married, or I was in a long-term relationship and I make 6 figures and I'm the reason why this and I'm the reason why that. When you look at that gangbang over there, or you look at that trailer park over there, and they get treated like deadbeats and pieces of shit, and you look at them, and the judge talk to you, guess what? You know different from them two motherfuckers. They treat every man the same, for the most part, majority the same. So you go in there being that deadbeat, don't give a fuck. You could be that white trailer park drug user that don't give a fuck. You could be the one that give a fuck and got something to offer. Guess what? They treating your ass the fucking same. Because under this Title IV-D, their assumption is a woman cannot get work outside of a home, even though they make more money than you. A woman expected to stay at home with the kids, even though they don't even want to be bothered with the kids. Women unable to self-sustain without assistance of the government or a man, even though, again, they got degrees, they got licenses and everything else. Men always the primary wage earner. Not necessarily, but even if you make less money than her, guess what? They still put you on child support. Dads do not participate. So they already got that mindset that you don't participate, you're not shit, you're a deadbeat, the woman's a victim, and your mama black. And the last but not least, all unmarried dads were deadbeat. All unmarried dads were deadbeat. That's why I told y'all you don't have rights to your children if you're not married. That's why when you say, well, I signed a birth certificate, the police say, that don't mean shit. You got to have a acknowledgement of paternity. And when you sign that acknowledgement of paternity, you think you did something righteous? Guess what? Now we got grounds to put this nigga on child support. So when y'all went in that courtroom, you wonder why they treated y'all like shit, like treated you like shit, and why they looked out for her even though they see she ain't shit. That's the reason why. For you dumb motherfuckers in the back, they want to say, oh, well, if you on trial support, you a deadbeat. Oh, you should have did this, should have did that. Motherfucker, is designed to set you up for failure, man. Stop falling for their shame tactics, entertaining what society tell you, or your friend, or your mama, or even your simp-ass daddy. Stop falling for the shit and see it for what it is. Now, for you motherfuckers that want to look at it and say, no, that's just not what it, fuck you. This ain't about you. But the ones who got sense and see it for what it is, been there, done that, still going through it and so on, this is why you're going through what you're going through. This is why your son manipulated. This is why your baby mama Tara still do what she do, run the government daddy, because it is designed to look out for her because it benefits them. Title IV-D. You can't make this shit up. A dumb nigga off Cottage Grove telling you motherfuckers what it really is. living on the couch every day. It's telling you what it is. You know, running for child support. Ain't got shit. Broke, dumb, and broke, starving, and gang banging, and living in a garage. It's telling you this why your ass was set up for failure. Most of y'all, 9 out of 10. Let's continue. If you're unmarried, you are automatically considered a deadbeat. That's why they say you don't have no rights, and that's why they say fuck your sign the birth certificate. Don't mean shit. The only time your birth certificate means something is when you actually not the father. You take the DNA and they say, well, you signed the birth certificate. But if you actually the father, you signed the birth certificate, they say, that don't mean nothing. You need not to be a fraternity. Selective rules to the game. Fuck out of here. Yeah. Let's continue. Oh, wait. Before we continue, I'll let Denzel speak on behalf of Malcolm X.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Let's continue.
I think today we can see that most all of those presumptions must be questioned. So it must be questioned how the evolution of this program has gone even far beyond that. And the reason it needs to be challenged is there's some huge misunderstandings taking place. In December of 2004, we got a letter from Kevin Goodnow, who I'm sure he probably didn't write the letter. Somebody on his team wrote the letter. But in that letter, it says Title 4D is an entitlement program available to anyone who applies for it. So we did some research. Where, looking where is this 4D an entitlement program? In our research, we found out quite differently. I was going to bring the U.S. Code book today with me. I forgot it. But in the U.S. Code, it says clearly that Title 4A of the Social Security Act is no entitlement. There's no individual entitlement. So you would guess that if people, low-income people on need, there's no entitlement, why in 4D, it makes no logical sense that 4D would be an entitlement program. So we did some more research to find out if that theory was true. A U.S. Supreme Court case, Blessing v. Freestone, makes a very clear statement. It says that the Title 4D program was intended to benefit individual children and custodial parents, and therefore it does not intended to benefit individual children and custodial parents, and therefore it does not constitute a federal right, and far from reaching an individual entitlement to services. And it goes on to say that it does not give rise to individual rights. So for us, that made it very clear that Title 4D is not an entitlement program. But we did some more research. In that research, we found a GAO report from 1995. In that report, it's very clear. The rate at which child support services are being subsidized appear inappropriate for a population that Congress may not have originally envisioned. They're talking about the 4D program here. Also in that report, the non-AFDC child support program, many are not within the low-income population to which Congress envisioned providing child support enforcement services. The purpose of this study was to look at that program, and they found out that the program was being broadened. They had broadened the scope to what was intended. I called the GAO. I talked to the woman in charge of these programs. She told me they reported this to Congress and that they still today stand behind this report.
You see how they lie to you? See how they lie to you? See how they lie to you? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Child support or the Title 4D is not for the best interest of the children. This is not about the most best fit. It's about the most benefit, which is government daddy. And they use the man to take from and use the woman to walk up in there and do the shit. Like I said, but it's a choice for that woman to go up in that courtroom. So yeah, we could blame government daddy all we want. I agree. The blueprint, the setup, and the mastermind and all that shit. Yeah, you got that right. But at the same time, wasn't no gun put to her head to force her to go to child support or make false allegations and so on. Entitlement program. It is an entitlement program. These baby mama Teds will tell you, if you leave me, I'm putting you on child support. You do it again, I'm gonna put you on child support. Keep fucking with me, I'm gonna go back to court and raise the child support. It's an entitlement program. It's control. So when y'all say that shit, and y'all and motherfuckers say you lying, you just saying that because you a hater, you don't want to take care of your kids. Don't entertain that bullshit. Don't entertain. Don't even try to prove nothing to the motherfuckers. I mean, what the fuck? Don't even waste your time. If y'all don't see it for what it is after today, even though I said this before, then there's no hope for you. This is why I say as men, particularly, we have to change the laws in our mind and do what we have to do as men. Focus on us. Focus on you and yours. Don't worry about the majority because the majority is not going to side with you anyway. It's a fraud system. This motherfucker called child support is not even a real system. It's not a real court. It's a fucking business. That's why they got the private sector and they got the public sector. And you saw that right then and there. It's fraud, 100%. I'm going to play this little clip, then I'm going to get the fuck out of here and get back on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is real. I don't need to say no more. So that's why when people say, well, you know, both parties need to do X, Y, Z, both need to see the government as what it is. Nah, you need to tell that one motherfucker to stop with the fuckery and using it as an entitlement and trying to get control because you and your feelings because of a fair relationship or divorce or an argument or whatever the fuck. Let's continue.
But we didn't stop there. We kept digging. And we found a quote from Donna Shalala from the US DHHS, who said, as part of that whole Blessing Freestone lawsuit, that a guarantee of the full range of child support services for all individual cases would bankrupt 40 agencies across the country. I guess you could call her a prophet, because that is what is happening today. We've looked at 8 county budgets in the metro area on how they're paying for these 40 services, because the federal government, the state government has to balance their budget. The federal government doesn't have to balance their budget. The state doesn't have to balance their budget like the federal government does. The counties have to balance their budget. So what we found, for example, in Hennepin County in 2002, they had to do a $5 million tax levy just to pay for this program. And I could give you details on other counties. We can search through your county for you if you want to know the information. Let me know. Then we found some more information. There's a brief written by Ken Starr when he was the U.S. Solicitor General, and there he was talking specifically about the 4D program. The 4D program was designed by Congress to save federal and state funds, what I told you before, by recovering assigned support payments from absent parents of children and families receiving AFDC benefits, and to reduce the number of welfare recipients, consistent with what I've told you. Ken Starr says this plan would be undermined if Title 4D became an entitlement program, which guaranteed specific child support and services to all individual AFDC recipients. So here he's saying that the services are not even guaranteed for AFDC. Why would they be guaranteed for non-AFDC? You've got to ask yourself that question. Then it was interesting. There was also some testimony on file to Ms. Fry, who at that time was the chief of the Office of Child Support in California, testified in front of the U.S. House Ways and Means Committee in Washington in 1997. And she was incredibly frustrated because they were coming out and revising all of these incentive programs for Title 4D. And she's like, wait a minute. You know, the proposals here for these incentives are crazy because it's encouraging states to recruit middle-class families never dependent on public assistance and never likely to be so, recruiting them in their programs to maximize federal incentives. And she went on to say that her colleagues across the country have been talking and informing her that the way to win at this system, meaning the 4D incentive system, is to recruit the middle class so that you can bring in the higher orders into the system and get more money in your state. So when people say it's all about the money, it's not so much all about the money between the mom and the dad. With regard to the 4D system, it's all about the money for the agency.
On that note, I'm gonna end it with this. Let's get back to this middle class shit. And that was a good mastermind. That was a good blueprint. That was a good stance. That was a good proposal. That was a good way to keep the money flowing. That's what this motherfucker say. And my colleagues across the country have already informed me how I can win at this system. Recruit the middle class. Bring those higher orders into your system And that way you will be able to benefit. See, that's what I'm saying. So when y'all sit back talking about, hey, child support is for the best interest of the child. When they tell you you should have married before you carried, you didn't want to be a father, who hurt you, you broke, just say so. You don't know what you're talking about. This system is fair. It's a real system and shit like that. And just like my brother said, shout out to Steve, Mr. Palm is the best form of birth control that I ever used. If that don't show you that this Title 4D is designed to set you men up for failure and use these baby mama tests for what they are, toddlers and children, then I don't know what is. They recruit middle class. Ain't that what I tell y'all? The worst baby mama test is not the ones that's on Section 8, WIC, link cards, and stay on Cottage Grove like I used to live at. The worst ones is the one that's in middle class and up. And they know that. That's why they say, let's get the middle class involved. Let them be able to go in there by choice and put that man on child support. You know, hearsay and all this shit. Yeah, you got people that's in the hood broke, ain't got shit that go to child support. I get it. But I'm not even talking about them because they quick. A lot of these feminists quick to say, "Well, you should have got you, you shouldn't have got you a hood rat." Nah, it's a lot of baby mama tears that's studious, got degrees, make good money, got a career, got their own business. They keep themselves on fleek, and they live their life to the fullest. They stay strong and independent, as they always say. But yet they run up in that court system, talking about they broke, and they use the victim card and ask for handouts from government daddy.
How dare you do this to me?
This is why, y'all. This is why. Recruit the middle class family. They don't want the broke motherfucker. That's why Game of Lives Matter pay $2,000 a month. This is why another brother say he's paying $1,500 a month. Even to y'all that's paying $500, because the average man who on child support pays $500. And to me, for one child, that's a lot of money for one child. And she got her own business and career and everything else, even though he was doing more than that $500. But since she said I could have the control, I'd rather just get the $500. Even though he's paying her $800,000. But some of them say I shouldn't have to ask you. So you rather just take it and let government daddy do it. You can't make this shit up. Shout out to Ringside with LCD for the $10 donation. He said, the truth is right here. The truth is right there in front of your face. How much proof do you need? Well, when it comes to a baby mama test and these semi forces, even if they see it in your face, they always going to make some type of excuse and a lie and all that shit. But these are the same ones that holler white supremacy and is here to fuck up the black family and the community. That's why I have no hope for the community. They have selective outrage. You can't make this shit up. Shout out to you, my brother. So when you hear men say, protect your seeds and save yourselves, black men, and take the red pill, take the black pill, live a fragrant lifestyle, never get married, I have no problem with it. Anything to make you better as a man, do it. And live your life to the fullest. Get your passport, whatever you need to do. Black men, definitely. But all men need to do the same thing. So like I said, one more again, I'm going to let Denzel speak on behalf of Malcolm X.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Since it's talking about California, don't get it twisted. It's not just in California. Like she's from Minnesota. She's talking about Minnesota. It's all the same shit. Go look at your law. It's the same fucking shit. It's ran in the United States. Now, Dr. Lisa said, stop making babies since the system's so rigged. Ain't that what we've been talking about for a lot of years? Well, I ain't gonna say a lot of years. Since we had platforms, you lay in the game, dear. We already doing that. Why you think 53% of black men are childless and unmarried? You kind of late with that. The only thing I'm doing on here is to let people know that no man is exempt when it comes to child support and these baby mama terrorists. So it don't matter about where you from, where you live, if you black, white, blue, or green, don't make a damn difference. When it comes to this court system, it's not designed for you men. It's not designed to help your children. It's only designed for them to get the benefit, $51 billion business that they get every year. Shout out to Game of Lives Matter for the $5 donation. Said correction, $2,200 a month and $448,800 lifetime. My oldest son is 17 and my youngest is 3. My daughter, I have 3. My daughter, I have 3 kids. This is why this channel is needed. Shout out to you. Shout out to my brother. Now, what you can do, doctor, what you can do, since you're a doctor, I don't know because you got a doctorate degree or maybe you got you, maybe you is a certified medical doctor. Tell the women to stop getting pregnant. Tell them to prevent unwanted pregnancies. Tell them they have 30 different remedies, if not 50, to prevent their situation, and tell them to keep their legs closed. Now, it's cool to tell us as men because, you know, we the crybabies. But at the same time, the ones that holler, struggling, woe is me, and I can't get this, I can't get that, Walmart is always hiring. So let them know. Don't tell us. We already know that game. We already showing in our stats that we ain't going. But when you look at the stats of single motherism and abortions, that's a whole nother story. So like I said, even in the United States, y'all, 50% of men are childless and unmarried. That's men as a whole in the United States. So, I mean, if that don't show you how so many men are changing the laws in their mind, then I don't know what the fuck do. But what I'm telling y'all is this could happen to anybody. Y'all love and support Papa Duck. Shout out to him. No man is exempt from child support. And ain't necessary. And here's another thing. Maybe in the beginning she was a baby mama Tez. Maybe later on she realized, hey, you know what? It ain't worth it. I'm out of my feelings, whatever. She tried to go back and take him off child support. And guess what? The judge like, what the fuck are you doing? What is on your mind? You came to us and you gonna do us like that? That's why a lot of them call them a mobster. They call them the mob. They call them an organized crime organization when it comes to this system. And I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. When it comes to the society, it's not just about child support. All they fucking entities is a benefit for the mighty dollar, criminal and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just that. It just starts here. But I told y'all, as men, we need to change the laws in our mind. That means take accountability. We have to fix ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and also economically. You see what I'm saying? And emotionally. And emotionally. We have to get ourselves in order and focus on you. Men first. Focus on you and yours. Quit worrying about what everybody else think, because they're going to call you a deadbeat even if you got money, don't have money. If you got an education, you making $1 million, you make $100 in the blunt amount. It don't make a difference. Anytime you call out the truth and call out the fuckery, the unjust ass system, especially when it comes to these feminists and these fake Al Quishas and Al Wallace niches and Al Karens, they're going to shame you. So whether you walk that thin line and you don't want to jump on this side because they're going to say this, you jump on that side, they're going to say that, you go against the code, they're going to look at you the same way as me. A male supremacist that got a fuck child with her on, that's a deadbeat that curse too much and sleep on the couch. You know different. So you've been had on that too. I want to give a shout out to my man Stevie, man, for the $2 cash. Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. I also want to give a shout out to Sir Tice, man, for the $10 donation. They said, bruh, entertaining some out of town folks. Salute. Shout out to you, my brother. You know, y'all need to see it for what it is, and that's okay, because the one that do, I'm gonna keep putting out this shit, because one person coming around and say, hey man, I'm learning, man, I'm not having no kids, or I'm not gonna get nobody else pregnant, I'm gonna focus on me and mine. That's all I care about. Fuck the rest of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Fuck child support. That's for life. But yeah, I appreciate y'all to the fullest. I will be live tomorrow, my regular scheduled time. Normally it's 2 o'clock Central Time. I had to do it today. I'm gonna make a run in Wisconsin, run for my child support like I always do. But hey man, if y'all want to see the full video of this Title 4D, go to my previous video. You'll see the whole thing. That's what I just want to put to let Papa Duck know and everybody else who support him know, and people who really didn't know. You know what I mean? Some did not know. I didn't know all this till I started doing my due diligence, learning from others, and doing investigating and trying to really learn how this laws is. These fake ass laws, this contract, this business. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling y'all, this channel, just like my man say, is a form of birth control. You can't make this shit up. That's why I talk about feminism. I talk about these civil forces. I talk about right for wrong when the motherfucker try to destroy another man, even if I don't even like him. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can say whatever the fuck you want about me. Y'all know how I stand.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
And on that note, y'all be easy. Please like, please subscribe, and tune in for tomorrow. Definitely love y'all, need y'all support. I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Fuck child support. Peace.
Baby mama terrorist. BMT. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. Riding around, try to play the role, Miss Innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake hellos. Behind closed doors, she rock them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong. Knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worrying about another bitch instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Truth is what it is.